Well, hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome. I am so excited to have you here on this beautiful Monday. You are experiencing the Weekly FreQ pre-recorded. Now, the reason I've decided to pre-record these is so that I can share my screen with you and that there's no digitizing or weird stuff happening because we're having some internet connectivity issues. And I want to make sure that you're getting the best video version possible and that it's simple and easy to navigate. And as well, it kind of lets you see charts as we're going through the different gates. So you have an understanding of where that resides in the body. So for those of you who are new, I'm Tara Kindon. Welcome to my beautiful channel page. Wherever you're watching this from, I'm very grateful that you're here. The reason I'm sharing with you weekly, the Weekly FreQ, and Venus vibes is to help you feel more empowered in your life as far as what planets are transiting through the chart and igniting certain parts of your energy for all of us, and then how it affects your natal chart. So when we go through the transits, it's specific to transits, but it may be illuminating or completing part of your normal natal chart. And for those of you who are brand new to all this, you have no idea what I'm talking about, maybe anyway. So seeing a chart may almost excite you or initiate you into going and grabbing yours. So without further ado, let's look at this week. I'm starting with Monday, and when we do Venus vibes, I'll go deeper into Venus particularly, but I just always want to kind of start you off with the best parts of your week and how to move through that energy. So I'm sharing my screen with you. You should be able to see this beautiful chart for December 20th, 2021. I'm using noontime Toronto Eastern Standard Time to keep this simple so that you guys can go and pull your charts and look up. I use Genetic Matrix as my software of choice. I love it. It has a lot of insights. Don't worry about all this. I'm showing you what I look at. So we will, as we progress with each other, you'll be able to learn more as we go, but I'm going to focus on the energy of the personality. Okay. So this is the transits that are transiting personally in your personality, which like the difference between design and personality as I understand it to be. And remember, I'm just teaching you from my perspective, the way that I see things. And then you just soak it in and see how it feels for you. And if it feels great, keep it. If it doesn't resonate, drop it. Don't worry. So design is kind of the unconscious parts of ourselves. This is the red lines here are what is unconsciously moving through our energy field that we may or may not be consciously aware of because it is more unconscious. It's not that you don't know about it or you don't have it. It's just you're less aware of it. Whereas the design, you are very aware of this energy. It is kind of in your face and you understand it. So this is where we're going to start, is we're just going to be here today, okay? We're going to move through these different planets, and I'm going to explain to you what's what. So if you've never seen this before, we start at the top, which is the sun. The sun is where we're meant to be illuminated, what we shine in, okay? This is the earth, what we're grounded in. This is north node, south node, where we're going, where we've been. Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So we're going to start here in the sun. So where are we being illuminated this week? Where are we being almost initiated into our highest and best selves? And this is all about self-love. Gate 10 is about self-love. How are we loving ourselves? How are we loving other people in our lives? Where can we shine more in love? And I've been working with this question myself, is like, how would love respond? So when I want to just quickly respond, I ask myself, like, how would love respond? Not how do I want to respond in this moment from what's happening, but how would love respond? So maybe play with that energy for this week. The earth, now when we're grounded in our earth, so if you think of the chakra system, when we're grounded in that earth, we're able to shine in the sun. So we're being asked to ground ourselves in compassion. Compassion for yourself first, because as we begin to be more compassionate towards ourselves, we have the ability to then shine in the light of the sun, which is self-love. Make sense? Now, both of these gates run off the heart chakra. Okay, so they're literally right here, kind of beside each other, you know, like encouraging each other on. So how can you be in those vibes this week? I'm not going to talk about the nose, but we are going to talk about the moon. And so that moon being in gate 53, the moon is our feelings, what drives us, our emotional selves. And there's this element of starting here. Okay. So what would you like to start? What are you feeling into something that you would like to start? It's down here off the root center. So you think of like seeding, planting, growing. What would you like to see, you know, eventually bloom into fruition? What does that look like for you? Mercury is how we communicate, right? How are we speaking our truth? How are we speaking the vision? Because Mercury is in the gate of the visionary, okay? Also down in the root. So you can get this sense of something bubbling down below that we're working through, trying to bring up into our reality. So what are you wanting to start, and what does that vision look like for you? Then we move to Venus, and our beautiful Venus has gone retrograde. She went retrograde yesterday on the 19th. So she's in the 60, which is also down off the root. And this is this element of she's investigating, right? She's investigating, how does it feel for me to conserve my energy, to really have this level of awareness of what do I want to put my energy into? What do I want to put my time into? And what matters most to me, right? So paying attention to, as she's in this retrograde, it may be a beautiful opportunity to either get rid of something for the next 40 days because she's retrograding over this 29 to, she's retrograding until January the 29th. So paying attention, like what over this next 40 days would you like to work with? What would you like to work with? And actually, let me go deeper into the 60 because I think it's really important. The in this energy of conservation, it's really about our abilities to find the blessings in the transformation. So what part of you would you like to transform? Is there an element over this next 40 days you want to get rid of? Something you want to quit over the 40 days, or something you would like to integrate? So maybe, you know, for me, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually bring in a new health regimen for myself. I'm allowing myself to work out every day, whatever that looks like, sweat for 30 minutes. So that's what I'm doing. What are you going to do? You want to get rid of something, or do you want to keep something? And remembering that we're trying to grow here. This is about a growth, a really planting a seed. So not getting stuck in the old, refusing to change, allowing yourself to not get overwhelmed with the change and disruption, and being in that paralysis of analysis, right? Don't worry about it. Just start today and see what happens tomorrow. Feel into that growth, change, and evolution. So next up is Mars. Mars is in the 34. This is the gate here of power, okay? Power, your personal power. Well, it's your life force, workforce, energy power. Where are you putting your energy out into the world as far as Mars vibes go? The power here you're exerting in the world, and watching to not burn yourself out, pushing too hard, really extending. So Jupiter here is in the 30, which is all about passion. What's he passionate about? What's he want to move forward? Because it comes from the root and up and out. And that is, you know, where are we being passionate? It's how do we feel off the emotional solar plexus center. 19 is where Saturn is, which is right here, again, off the root. And 19 is about attuning. How are we really tuning into making the plan, moving things ahead, using the power of Saturn, because Saturn is the authority, the systems, the structures. What do you want to see changing in those systems and structures in your life? That, and these guys are, the big guys are here for a while. So, and Pluto will move in January, but these guys are here for a little bit. So this is that energy that's kind of It's sticking with us. It's really working with us to transform. Chiron is in the gate 24, which is about blessings, okay? Blessings. And that gate 24, it really asks us, it's up here in the head center. So in the ajna, sorry, right up here. And it really asks us to plug into, what can we see as a blessing as opposed to a curse? Thinking about that. And then Neptune is in the 22, which is down here off the emotional solar plexus center. And Neptune is really asking us to surrender. Where can we surrender, stop fighting against something, to take the path of least resistance? So not fighting for the sake of fighting, but allowing ourselves to be in the natural flow of universal life force energy. So not trying to push things in a certain way, but just finding a way to get into a more natural flow and rhythm to our life, so it doesn't feel like we're coming up against so much resistance. If that's what you're experiencing, play with this Neptunian energy of flow. And 60 is in the gate Pluto is in the gate 61 up here in the head center, asking to plug into, like, what if I did this thing? What if? And don't worry about how, because that what if and playing in this space also allows that seeding to happen down here. Playing in the space of possibility and potentiality allows you to then move something forward from down in your root center. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Come back to you here. I hope that this is a change for us. So evolving, growing together, for you and for me, and, for the planet as the whole. We really are wanting to take control of our own energy. It is like the number one thing we can control. It's literally the only thing we can control is our energy and how we're engaging with each other and with the world at large. So how do you want to engage your energy? You have a brief overview here, and of course, we'll continue to go deeper. We'll grow together, we'll learn together, but this is just like the start of the week. Here's what's up. How do you want to deal with, this initial kickstart to your week? How do you want to feel in your life, and how do you want to engage with the people you're sharing your life with? So let me know how this felt for you. Did you really like having the video with the chart? Does it make sense? Would you like to learn more? I'm just so happy to be sharing with you the insights that I feel have been very transformative and powerful. Mercury is out of bounds. So I'm just going to leave that here. It is also a challenge. So I actually just did a quick check on Monday, like the vibe for our out of balance planets, because they do give us a little run for our money. And I'm going to share with you the astrological chart too, just so you can kind of get a feel for when I'm looking at a chart, what we're looking at here. And Mercury and the moon are out of bounds. So when a planet is out of bounds, it tends to not operate in its normal way. So Mercury is about the way we communicate, how we're connecting, how we're talking to people, how we're expressing ourselves. And when it's out of bounds, it's a little rogue. So it's not operating as it should be. It's like that child that's misbehaving and not listening to anything. That's how Mercury is being for us today. It's been like this for a little while now, but it's still out of bounds. So just be aware of that. And with the moon out of bounds, like our feelings might be all over the place. We may be more emotional. And the chart for your human design for this week is an emotional manifesting generator. So being aware that energy of wanting to go, wanting to do, very, having to tap into how do I feel emotionally before I overcommit myself to things? Because with Mars in the gate 34, he's like, no, let's go, let's do it. And let's do it with power, gusto. And when we say he's in the gate 34, Mars is also in Sagittarius, which is all about like expansion and fire, and he's moving quick and he's go, go, go. So it could be, a hot to trot week with some planets out of bounds, with Mars being in Sag, burning things up a little bit. and, you know, Venus being in retrograde. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, friends, that is all I've got for you today. I'm so grateful you are here. You're sharing in this information with me, and I hope you feel a little bit more empowered cosmically with this content from today's beautiful Weekly Freak. Take care, everyone. So much love to you. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll see you Friday for Venus Vibes.